Okay, hi,
Hi.
it's Alan Mendelson, and
Hi,
I'm
Alan.
with Marva B. Lewis, who's a real customer of legal tax defense. Move up just a little bit so everybody can get a good look at you. A little bit,
Hi.
a little bit up, a little bit. There you go. Okay, so Marva, like many people, uh, had a tax issue,
Yes.
and tell us what the tax issue was.
Well, I kept getting these notices from the IRS,
Right.
and of course, I was trying to do it on my own. I actually called and I did payment arrangements and everything. What ended up having me call tax defense was because I had actually got fed up because they was sending me all kind of threatening letters that they were going to garnish my wages and all these things. So I finally went ahead and I just gave them other letters and that they gave me, and that was it.
Okay, we should explain that we're talking to Marva in a public location in an outdoor restaurant.
Yes.
So we've got all sorts of noise out here,
Sorry.
but but she's a real person and this is a real location and what she's going to tell you is a real story about what happened with her at legal tax defense. Now, you had an issue where you forgot to file some tax.
Actually, I did not forget to file the tax returns. I just didn't think I had to file any because I didn't make enough money in
Uh-huh.
order to uh, file.
Right. Okay. So
Mm,
you're one of those taxpayers who thought they were under the threshold for filing.
correct.
So what happened? Did you really have to file?
Yes, come to find out, once I got the representation from legal defense, they went ahead and put me current.
Right.
They went ahead and filed all my taxes for me.
Right.
Yes, that's how I actually became aware because they did the investigation,
Right.
and they kept me abreast of on everything, which I appreciated that.
So you went through a whole tax investigation with
Oh,
legal tax.
definitely, definitely. And the thing is they did it so quickly too.
Yeah.
They really told me, Miss Lewis, please don't worry, we got it, we can handle it. So
Uh-huh.
I was really happy about that.
How did they
Mhm.
treat you?
Actually, because they kept me in the loop,
Uh-huh.
they treated me very well. I
So
have to say.
so you're one of those people who got regular updates about what was going
Oh
on.
yes,
You know, the reason
definitely.
why I ask that is
Mm.
one of the big complaints of people is that they pay money to these other tax companies
Yeah.
and then they never hear from them
Oh
again.
yeah. And I'm one of them people also. That's why when I
Wait, you paid somebody else before?
oh yes, yes, I even went ahead and
Don't mention names, but how many different companies did you pay?
actually it's a very famous company 3 times.
You paid them 3 times?
Yes,
And they did what for you?
nothing.
Nothing.
Because the letter still kept coming from the IRS.
So they never stopped the letters, they never handled your tax
Mm,
issue,
correct.
and you still had to go to legal tax defense. And how many times did you have to go to legal tax defense before they got started?
Oh, I only went to them once.
Once, one time.
One
I,
time.
I love to hear that.
One time.
Yeah. All
One
right.
time. Yes.
One time and they got your stuff done.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. The good thing about them is they did not ask me whether or not I was a veteran. Now, the reason why I say that is because even though I am a veteran, United States Navy, I think that they would give them anybody service, not just a particular title or a particular entity. I think that they will help everybody the same.
Right. That's good. And I'm glad you got great service. And thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you.
That's
I will do it again.
That's wonderful to hear.
Mhm.
That's good. Okay, so they put you through a complete tax
Oh,
investigation,
yes.
and what did they find? Just that you were missing some tax returns.
Yes, yes, but that wasn't what I was receiving as far as letters. To me, it
So
seemed
the letters were like a worst case
right,
scenario.
right, right. So when they told me that they were going to be able to handle it, no problem, then I was like, oh, thank you very much.
Right.
Yes, what can I do to actually go out here and help and promote and help get the word out that there are some honest people out here that is willing to help you.
Well, we're glad that you're talking to everybody and telling them that.
Oh yes, yes, I'm very very happy.
All
I'm
right.
very happy, and I know things are hard out here, but at least you can have one, one that could help you, and they helped me tremendously.
So let me ask you, when you dealt with this other tax resolution company, I'm just curious, how much in total did you pay them, and how does that compare to what you paid legal tax defense? Don't give me the actual numbers, but just tell me, did the other company charge you 3 times as much for doing nothing, 5 times as much for doing nothing? What was it?
Um, Shoot, I paid over, I think, for what kind of service they gave me. So I would say at least 3 times the amount.
3 times the amount, and you still got no
No
satisfaction.
satisfaction whatsoever. And then what irritated me, I know that our language it's worldwide. There is some things that's comprehension and understanding. When you communicate with someone in regards to a situation like governmental situations, you need someone that's going to be able to represent you and not be afraid. Because I think that was the biggest thing was for me is like if you're doing business, why are you afraid to go ahead, especially in the tax? Why are you afraid to even deal with tax government if you're not if you're in that business, if you're
Right.
working in the tax, because people depend on that, especially here in California. A lot of people expect for someone in that industry to be able to represent them accordingly.
Right.
You're paying, and I paid for nothing. I literally paid for nothing.
Wow.
So for me having to pay legal defense to get this type of work, this type of attention, I was like, okay, okay, I
But they
like
got the
this.
job
But they
done.
got the job done.
Have the letters stopped from the IRS?
That's correct. I haven't gotten any. I think this has been the quietest time since I've dealt with the IRS because every day I was getting some kind of letter.
The letters stopped.
Yes.
That's good.
Hmm.
So they were really threatening letters. Any phone calls from them?
No, no,
But
no.
they threatened to garnish your wages?
Oh, yes, I have the letter. Yes, I have the that's called because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to nip this in the bud. So
Yeah.
that's exactly what I did with legal tax defense.
And they took good care. And all your taxes are filed now. Everything is
Yes,
done. You
I
can relax.
yes, I could relax.
Did you ever ask the other company for your money back?
No,
You
no,
think
because
you think they'd give it to you back?
it's weird because when I go to business with some businesses, when I go and complain to them, they're no longer in business. For
Yeah.
some reason, they're no longer in that. That's the kind of luck that I have sometimes. Longer in the building
But
in which I paid
but
to.
this other company, are they still in business? The ones who
Oh
took.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
it's the big
Oh,
one.
it's one of the big ones.
Oh yes, one of the
Oh,
big ones.
that advertises
Oh
nationally
yes, yes,
that we're not going to
oh,
mention.
look at this.
But they advertise all the time. They took your money and did nothing.
Um,
This is why we came to talk to you.
I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you
This is
did
it.
have it because you know what? There's too much going on, but at least you can get some fiduciary trust somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think that is the most amazing thing with uh, legal tax defense is that they they weren't afraid to go ahead and approach the situation with the government.
Okay. Legal tax defense has attorneys. They have CPAs. They have enrolled agents. Do you know who you dealt with personally?
I dealt with Mr. Bryant, James Bryant, and I dealt with Michael, I think it was, and I dealt with one more young lady. She was pretty interesting.
Right.
But
Did it ever escalate to the point where you needed an attorney, or were you able to do it with their regular staff that could handle?
you know what? I think I talked to two attorneys, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, and then Some information was trickled down,
Right.
but I think I talked at the beginning. I talked to an attorney.
But you know they have a full staff there in case you need to go and escalate a problem.
Well, I didn't know until they was it Michael or Mr. White told me that don't worry about it, Miss Lewis. We'll go ahead and do this and do this service for you. And I was like, oh, good, because then I don't have to take what you guys gave me and go ahead and put it to my, the
Go to
ones that I've
somebody
been
else.
dumping the money to.
Yeah. All right.
So yes,
Marva B. Lewis, a real client of legal tax defense who really got work done.
yes, I really did.
And your tax problems are resolved.
Yes, they are.
That's really good. And,
Yes.
and thank you for your service with the
Oh,
Navy too.
thank you, and I will do it again. And I'm very proud of California. I'm very proud. Thank
And,
you.
and we're so happy to have you too.
Thank
and
you.
We really appreciate what you did with us here.
Oh yes, I'm glad I was able to put it out there.
All right. Thank you very much.
Bye. Thanks.
Thanks very much. I'm Alan Mendelson. Thanks for watching. Stop this.